with Elizabeth, featuring Del Moore. Incident number 1 in the life of Elizabeth occurred on one of her bad days. Oh, yes, indeed. Once in a while, she's into a vile temper. But strangely enough, Alvin seems to understand. Let's go over to the house. Maybe she's calmed down a little bit by now. Elizabeth, how are you tonight? Oh, poor Alvin. By the way, he just came in the front door.
Honey, I'm home.
Alvin, tell me a joke, quick.
Why?
Never mind why. Just say something funny.
Well, gee, honey, I walk in here and you throw a thing at me like that. It isn't easy. I mean, I can't...
I'm in a vile, rotten, miserable, nasty mood.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Amuse me.
Elizabeth, your nostrils are flaring.
Never mind my nostrils. Just say something funny before I start to cry.
Well, let me see something. Oh, this is a good one. Look, I heard this one today. This fellow's wife was sound asleep. Now, this will really get you. She was sound asleep, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, mind you, he woke up and he started yelling, "Wake up, wake up! I forgot to give you your sleeping pills."
What's funny about that?
I'll get the walnuts.
Come back here, Alvin. I don't want any walnuts.
Now, honey, you know as well as I do that every time you get in one of these little anger fits, it does you good to smash some walnuts.
So now I'm in an anger fit.
Here. Oh. Thank you, dear. Delicious.
I'm glad you like it. That's your dinner.
Oh, that's all right. I'm not hungry. Now, tell me what happened.
Alvin, don't be patronizing.
I'm not, honey. I'm not, except that you haven't been like this for a year, and I think that you're entitled to blow off a little steam.
And don't use that sing-song voice on me. I think you're entitled to blow off a little steam.
Thanks, dear.
That's your dessert.
Thank you. Now, go on. Tell me what happened.
What happened?
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving home along the freeway, and I'm just driving along, and I come to the great big tree right in the middle of the freeway.
Oh, it's falling off the truck.
No, I thought it was growing out of the cement. Wow. They have a whole forest of trees growing right out of the cement. They call it the Freeway National Park.
Oh, all right, go on.
So I looked at the tree, and then I drove on. Then I got to thinking somebody ought to report it as a safety hazard.
Well, that's logical.
What's logical about it? That's what got me in all my trouble.
You man enough to crack another walnut?
Not yet. So I pulled into this gas station to phone, and having the kind of a husband I have, I had 35 cents in my purse. Some wives can have $5 or $10, but I had 35 cents in my purse.
Elizabeth, I'll raise your allowance. Did you call the police?
Well, of course I called the police. They told me to call the Department of Sanitation, which I did. And I talked to a very sanitary Irving something or other.
What did he have to say?
He asked me if the tree were clean or dirty. I gave him the wrong answer. I said it was clean. I have never been so mad in my whole life. So then he told me to call the park commissioner, which I did.
Wait a minute. I think we'd better smash Irving.
So I called the park commissioner.
Yeah.
And you know what he said to me? He said it's against the law to plant trees in the middle of the freeway. Did you ever hear of anything like that in your whole life?
Here. Elizabeth. Commissioner.
So after making all those calls, I only had a nickel left.
What did you do, buy gum?
No. I bought a little ranch in the valley.
Wait a minute, honey. Gosh, don't get so excited. Calm down. All you've lost is a little of your time and 30 cents.
No, it isn't. Huh? While I was phoning, the gas station man went like this, and I thought he was being friendly, so I nodded, and...
Well, what happened?
He filled the tank.
Well, give me the keys. I'll go pay him.
He kept the car for collateral.
Oh, honey, you have had a bad day, haven't you? Well...
And that isn't all. I had to take a bus. God, I only had a nickel.
My gosh, anything else?
We were driving along, and I was arguing with the bus driver.
Yes?
And... Wait.
You what?
We ran into the tree.
I shall leave you at this point, Elizabeth.
Why?
I think I'm going to cry myself. I'll see you later, Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, aren't you ashamed? Incident number 2 in the life of Elizabeth occurred way back on one of her first dates with Alvin. Now, the fact that this entrancing creature might one day become his wife hadn't as yet occurred to Alvin. In fact, he was wondering if she would object if he tried to kiss her. And by a strange coincidence, Elizabeth was wondering the same thing. So tonight, let's look in on their first kiss.
Here we are.
Yeah. Looks like your folks waited up for you. The lights still on. Maybe they don't trust me.
Well, of course they do. Mama, I'm home.
Maybe she didn't hear you.
Mama, we're home from the show.
I think I'd better be going, Elizabeth.
Mama, he's just leaving.
I don't think she trusts me.
Well, of course she does.
Oh?
Would you want to sit down for a minute?
Yeah.
I loved the movie, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't it romantic when he rescued her from drowning?
Sure was.
And how about when they both got dragged across the lake by their feet?
That wasn't very romantic, was it?
Well, sure. At least they were together.
Yeah.
And how about the way they looked at each other when the boat sank?
What was the name of that picture?
Waterlogged.
Elizabeth?
Yes, Alvin?
Do you mind if we stop the swing? I'm getting a little seasick.
There. Feel better?
That wasn't the real reason I wanted you to stop the swing. See you better this way.
Any special reason why you want to see me better?
Well, no. Well, that is,
Alvin,
Yes.
you can hold my hand.
Why, is it heavy?
This one is.
Elizabeth, I was just wondering if you'd... Oh. Listen.
Sorry. You were saying?
Nothing. Her folks sure are lucky, Elizabeth. They've got two of the world's brightest streetlights out in front.
That one goes off at 12 o'clock.
How about that one?
That's the moon.
Oh. Elizabeth, we've been out 7 times now, and...
Yes, Alvin?
Well, and after all, we are holding hands. And it's not as though we weren't holding hands, Elizabeth.
That's right.
And there's the moon, and it's not as though there weren't a moon out.
That one's the moon.
Oh, Elizabeth,
Yes, Alvin?
may I kiss you?
Yes?
Yes, what?
Yes, you may kiss me.
Who?
You.
Me?
You may kiss me.
Who? Elizabeth?
Daddy usually comes down for sandwiches about this time every night.
If it's anything like my dad, it'll be 15 minutes before he finds the butter.
Not tonight.
How can you tell?
I put out a whole plate of sandwiches for him before we went to the show.
Yeah, I guess I'd better be going, Elizabeth.
Well, maybe we can continue our conversation some other time.
Yeah.
We found the sandwiches.
Yeah, your dad is about to fast. You mean you put the sandwiches out before we went to the movie?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Well, it isn't like we haven't been out 7 times or anything, and there's the moon and all, and I...
Elizabeth, stop talking and kiss me.
Who's talking?
Who's that?
Mama.
How can you tell?
I felt the house shake.
Does she eat very much?
I put out a rib roast for her.
Gosh, I don't know. I think everybody's watching us. I've never seen such perfect timing.
Mama, Alvin's just leaving. We better wait till she gets upstairs.
There she goes.
Oh, that's a truck. There she goes.
Elizabeth, I think you're the most wonderful girl that I've ever met. And when we were in the show a little while ago, I was...
Now who's talking?
Now they're looking at us with spotlights. Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, Alvin.
I'll call you, Elizabeth.
Don't forget.
No. Elizabeth.
Incident number 3 in the life of Elizabeth occurred just a short time ago. Let me ask you something. Did you ever have an ex-flame come over to the house after you were married? Elizabeth did.
And the worst part of it is Alvin never has liked him. I don't know. Jealous, I guess. You see, we all used to go to school together, Jack and Alvin and I. Uh-huh. And I used to go out with Jack every time I had a fight with Alvin. Well, he's coming over here tonight. No, Jack, not Alvin. Alvin's out in the back. You're darn right it's a ticklish situation. Believe me, I'll be walking on eggs. So you mix the eggs with the batter, and you've got a blouse. Bye.
You didn't have to hang up on my account, dear.
Listen, when my husband walks into a room, everything else ceases to exist. What's the stare for?
Because it was a very unnaturally constructed sentence for you, Elizabeth. Any time that I walk in the room and everything else ceases to exist, there's something on your mind.
I just happen to think I have a very sweet and handsome husband, that's all.
I've also learned from past experience that the minute I become sweet and handsome, you've committed some minor crime.
I don't like this suspicious streak in you, Al.
Elizabeth, there's something on your mind.
But you're so wrong, sweetheart.
Elizabeth, I know you so well. Now, look, come on. Tell sweet and handsome Alvin what it's all about.
Now, if I had anything on my mind, Jack, wouldn't I...
Jack.
Did I say Jack?
You didn't say Gertrude.
All right, I was going to try to use psychology on you, but I can see it won't work.
No.
You remember Jack Allgood?
You mean Jerk Allgood? Of course I remember. What about him?
He called today.
Where'd he get the dime?
Oh, honey, don't be like that. Really, he was very nice on the phone. He said he just happened to be in town and was dying to see us.
He's dying to see you, you mean? I hope you told him to climb back under the rock where he belonged.
Alvin, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Matter of fact, he asked very kindly after you.
I'll bet.
He did. He was very concerned about your health. We were talking along, and all of a sudden he stopped and he said, "Is Alvin still alive?"
I'm sorry you had to disappoint him.
Listen, I'm sick and tired of your petty jealousy over somebody I maybe dated a couple of times way back in school.
Well, put yourself in my place. Let's say that anybody, Gloria Applegate called me up and wanted to come over. How would you feel?
Gloria Applegate?
Yeah, Gloria Applegate. And get that I've just seen a spider expression off your face.
So you're still thinking about her after all these years? Oh, fine. At least Jack called me up. I wasn't sitting around the house thinking about him. But you bring her name up out of left field. That's probably what she's doing. She's probably playing left field somewhere for the Dodgers or something. Anybody go out for football or anything, there's Gloria.
You see what I mean?
I guess, Rosa. I'm sorry.
It's all right, sweetie.
But look, darling, as long as Jack is coming over here tonight, couldn't we make the best of it? We'll just sit around and we'll say all the usual things like, gee, you haven't changed a bit, or I wonder whatever happened to old Harry Ratbone, and then he'll go home and it'll all be over. Please?
I promise. I'll be good.
Yes, my boy. Come on, sit down.
Say, I wonder if he's lost his hair yet. Do you remember how it was receding up here in the temples, even in school?
He always had a tendency to gain weight, too, remember?
I bet he's big as a house. What a sloppy eater.
There he is.
Oh, great.
How do I look?
What do you care? It's old fat, so all good. You can't hardly wait to see the old skinhead. Well, open the door. See what you might have married. Hello, little ladies. Your mother... Elizabeth! Oh, Elizabeth! Let me look at you. Oh, you're more beautiful than ever.
Jack, you remember Alvin?
Oh, sure. Oh, wonderful to see you, Alvin. Oh, look,
I'm her husband.
And you should be very proud. Just look at this beautiful creature.
Catching her at a bad angle, like.
Oh, Liz.
Why don't we sit down, huh?
Whoa, wait just a minute. Let me look at you.
That's all you've been doing since you walked in.
Oh, the light's bad here, Elizabeth. Come on down here. I want to get a good look. Oh, those eyes, Elizabeth, those beautiful eyes. You have nice eyes, too.
Couldn't we sit down?
All right, why don't we? It'd be kind of fun. Getting a little late, Alvin.
Gee, you just look wonderful, Jack. He hasn't changed a bit, has he, darling?
No. Still wearing the same suit.
I tell you, I just can't get over seeing you and Alvin.
Alvin's looking well, too, don't you think so?
Just the two of you in your own little cottage.
What's new, Jack?
I said to myself just the other day, I said, Jack, I said to myself, you've just got to drop in and see Elizabeth and that fella.
Alvin's doing awfully well, too. He's working for Mr. Fuddy, aren't you, hon?
William K. Fuddy Incorporated.
Well, I said to myself, why wait? I'll just give him a call right now. Alvin can certainly afford a phone by now.
Oh, we've had a phone for a long time.
After all, we're old school chums, I said to myself. Say, Elizabeth, as soon as Alvin comes back in the room, we've got to talk over old times. Oh, he's back. Naughty boy, sneaking up on people like that.
I think I'll make some coffee.
Stand up, Alvin. Let me get a look at you. You haven't changed.
Oh, no, you don't.
Say, Alvin, the hair receding a little bit at the temple. Say, Elizabeth, before I go, remind me to recommend a scalp treatment for old Baldy. Oh, say, that's quite a corporation you got there, Alvin. Got to do something about that. They say the corsets are wonderful.
You know, that's one good thing about Alvin. He never loses his temper. Do you, dear? Never in all the years we've been married have I ever seen him be rude to a visitor. Especially when he knows the visitor doesn't mean any harm. And I think I'll go bake a cake.
No, don't do that, Elizabeth. Now, you kids probably going to think I'm silly, but do you know what I'd love to do?
I'm afraid to ask.
Well, I'd just love to look at our old school annual.
Oh, well, that'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it, honey?
Sure.
That'd be all right.
Big laughs.
Would you mind getting it, sweetheart? It's in the hall closet, right next to the shotgun. On second thought, I'll get it.
Never mind. I'll get it. After all, it isn't open season for wolves, you know.
Getting rather stuffy about this, isn't he?
He's jealous. And I wouldn't have him any other way.
And my wife's the same way.
Is she, Jack?
You talk about being jealous, Steve. You know what she made me? She made me get rid of all the blonde furniture. You talk about being jealous.
You haven't changed.
Well, you know. Anyway, you were the prettiest girl in school, and you're prettier than ever right now.
Alvin?
What is that? Oh, hi, boy. Find yourself a seat somewhere.
I intend to.
Look, sweetheart. Oh, no. Look at these dresses. There you were on the football team.
Yeah. Oh, there you are in the Glee Club.
There I am on the Spanish club.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that?
Sure. There I am in the debating society. I was quite a talker.
There you are with all the lettermen.
Yeah. Here's what I was looking at. How about you in the verse-speaking choir? Verse-speaking.
Oh, look. Whatever happened to Harry Ratbone?
A cat ate him. Harry Ratbone. Say, Alvin, how come you don't have any of these pictures?
I was in the camera club.
Well, so what?
He took all the pictures.
Oh, nice work, Alvin. Oh, look. The operetta?
Oh, not the operetta.
Bolinka of Astrakhan? You were the leading lady, and who was the leading man? J.A.? Say, Elizabeth, do you remember? We walk hand in hand like this.
Do you think we could ever remember the routine?
How can you forget a thing like that? We
You
did it so
saw that.
often in rehearsal. Come on, let's try. I never thought we'd ever do this again. Ready?
Yes, see if I can remember.
We walk hand in hand like this. Plink, and then we stop and hug like this. Plink, and then we stroll a little more. Plink, and kiss. Plink, and kiss. Plink, and kiss.
Plink.
You didn't have to do that. We didn't kiss, even in the play.
Although I must admit I'd try to have it rewritten.
Something just occurred to me, Elizabeth.
What?
Who else do you think was in the camera club with me?
Who?
Gloria Applegate.
Who?
Gloria Applegate. You remember that flashy blonde who used to date everybody?
One that used to wear the cheap perfume.
I shouldn't say that. You know what we used to call her? We used to call her Blarney Stones because everybody kissed her.
Hey, that's pretty good, Blarney.
Jack? Jack, what's the matter?
Guess who I married?
Oh, not? Oh, no, you didn't.
Blarney and I have been very happy.
Well, if you get a popular girl like that, honey, that isn't easy. But
You can't blame Elizabeth after all. I mean, she just Hey! Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everybody.
Well, look, now, there's no reason to get upset.
I'm not upset.
Why upset? I know everybody has I see the clothes go out.